So there's the brake caliper, and I gotta put it back on eventually, so I need that to go back in. And I can't just take a C-clamp to it right now because of the electronic parking brake. So when you take the connector off, which is back over here, you see these two poles in there. And so I just rigged up a piece of wire with a little guy, but alligator clips I guess could work as well. I got two of them, and I just happen to have a Power Wheels 12-volt battery and this spare connector. So I got one lead going to one and one lead going to, which that's what I'll use to connect it to. And you got to make sure you go in the right direction, and if it's going the wrong direction, we want to go in, which you won't even see it move. You'll see it come out, which is the wrong direction, but when I put voltage to it to retract, that won't move at first, as because the screw's going back in, and then when it finally does move, it means it's bottomed out, so which is what we want. So now I got my two wires connected in there, making sure those are not touching, and I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. So the blue wire is hooked up, and now I'm just gonna touch these two together, and we should see if that's the right direction or not. I think we got the right direction. It's not coming out. I'm holding the wires till I see it. Yep, and that means it's where we want it now. And now I should be able to take the C-clamp and compress that. And I gotta be careful with the C-clamp because the motor's on top, so I'm gonna try to grab onto this ear or lobe or whatever right there and push that back in. I did to the other side and it worked fine, so it should work fine here. So I got the C-clamp arranged and I can't do this single-handed, so I'm gonna wind that back in. You can see it's pushed in all the way, so that will allow the new thicker brake pads to get onto the rotor. And now I'm just gonna release it. Now I'm gonna put the forget if this is the caliper or the, I'm gonna put that back on after I get the new rotor on, and then just work backwards. The final thing would be getting this connector back on, which is sometimes a little bit tricky. You gotta really make sure it clicks in so it doesn't come out.